Hello techies, welcome to Power Automate Desktop Tutorials. In this tutorial, we will learn how to work with loop actions as part of Power Automate Desktop. Alright, if you see over here in the action span, I'm having different loop actions, that is exit loop, for each loop, loop, another one loop condition, and we have next loop. Over here in this tutorial, we will work with all these loop actions. First, we'll start with loop action. What is loop? Loop action iterates a block of actions for a specified number of times. It's a kind of for loop in C programming language. If you see over here, I'm having some code over here which you may understand, but I'm just relating with both of the things. Over here, if you see for I equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. What does this mean? I'm going to initialize the value of I with 1, and then every time what I'm going to do, I'm going to check the condition I is less than or equal to 5. So for the first time I equal to 1, so that 1 is less than or equal to 5. It's true. Then I'm going to increment by value by 1, that is I plus plus, so that if the condition is satisfied, the below code will execute. In the same way, over here also in the Power Automate desktop, we are going to be starting the value with 1 and ending the value with 5. So that in between whatever if the condition is satisfying every time, so that we're going to execute a set of actions over there. Now, let me drag and drop this loop action onto the workspace. Before that, I'm going to set a variable over here before going to work with loop action. Set variable. Let me drag and drop the set variable onto the workspace. I'm going to give the variable name as count. And then I'm going to initialize that value, set variable value as 1 over here, that is count equal to 1. Let me go ahead, let me click on save. Now let me drag and drop this loop action onto the workspace. Now if you see over here, the parameter start from. What is the start from? As I said, I'm going to start with 1 and I'm going to end to 5. Okay, in the same way, what I'm going to do over here, start from, I'm going to take the value over here as count, because count value has been initialized with 1. Okay, end to what I'm going to do, I'm going to up to 5, I'm going to end it. And then over here, if you see another parameter, increment by. What does this mean? As I have shown you I plus plus, that is nothing but I equal to I plus 1. I'm going to increment the value by 1. So that here also, if you want to increment by a value 1 or 2 or 3, you can go ahead and you can increment the value. Right now over here, I'm going to increment the value by 1. All right. If you observe all these things, all are numeric values. Count is numeric value, n2 numeric value, and increment also by 1 is a numeric value. And if you see, whatever the loop index, every time that the value is going to increment by 1, and then it will be stores the value over here. Now let me click on save. Now if you see, the loop index start from 1 and end to till 5. In every time it is going to be increment by 1, as we have seen for the for loop. All right. Now I want to display a message hello world over here in this loop. So how many times I have to, the loop condition till the loop iterates, until that time I want to display the message as hello world. So that what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag and drop display message onto the workspace over here in the loop action. I'm going to give the title as result, and then message to display, I will simply say hello world. And then let me click on save. Now let's run the flow. The flow execution started over here. If you see over here, the count is 1, which has been initialized, and you can see loop index, that is first iteration, so that it is showing as 1. Now let me click on OK. Now if you see, again loop index 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you see right now, the condition is not satisfied, so that it came out of the loop, and then the flow has been stopped execution. And you can see the outputs over here, loop index for 5 times it has been executed and it has been displayed for 5 times. And the count, whatever the value we have given, that the same value I have been given over here, it has been given as 1 over here. All right. This is how we are going to loop the iteration for multiple times by using loop action. All right. Now we are going to work with loop condition. Let me drag and drop this loop condition onto the workspace. What is this loop condition? It iterates a block of actions as long as the specified condition is satisfied. It's a kind of while in C programming. If you see over here, I'm having a small code which makes you to understand while I is less than 5. What it means, I have already initialized set variable that is count equal to or I equal to 1, so that I'm going to check the condition over here. This expression, until this expression satisfied the condition, then the particular action of code will continues executing. And over here, if you see over here, I++, what does this mean? We have to externally increase the value. Over here in the previous loop, we have increased by 1 in the particular action itself. But over here, what I have to do, I have to increase the value by 1 externally. I will show you how to do that. But here, in the same way, in the loop condition also, if you see the first operand, what is that first operand? That I'm going to be taking count over here. And then I'm going to give the operator over here. As I said, we are having multiple operators like equal to, not equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select less than or equal to 5. So that the count, whenever the count is going to be continuously satisfying, till that time this loop condition will work. All right, let me go ahead, let me click on save. Over here also, I want to display a message saying that hello world when the condition is satisfied. But if you observe, when I run this flow, what will happen? Count equal to 1 and 1 is less than or equal to 5. It's true, and then it will display hello world. And if you see again, it will go to the while loop, and then it will continuously checking out count is less than or equal to 5. Yes, true again. 1 because of the count value is not increased. So that what will happen? 1 is less than 5. It's true again. It will go through the loop for infinity times. So that we want to block this one, right? How can we go ahead and do that? I'm going to increment the count value by 1. All right. Now let me take the variable over here. After displaying the message, I'm going to increment the value by 1. That is, I'm going to do set value by 1. How can I go ahead and do that? Let me go to the function over here, and then I'm going to select count. If you see over here inside the percentage, I'm going to increase the value by 1. Okay, and I have not shown how to add the values, or a plus b values, so on so thing. I will explain you how to do that addition, subtraction, and all these things later on. All right, now I want to increase the value by 1, count equal to count plus 1, so that I'm going to set the value in the count itself. Let me go ahead, let me click on save. Now let's run the flow. The loop, the flow execution has started. Now if you see, first count equal to 1, 1 is less than or equal to 5, it's true, so that it has been displayed a message. Let's click on OK. Now if you see, count has been increased by 1, so that the count value right now we got it as 2, 2 is less than or equal to 5, true. Now 3, 4, and 5. 5 is less than or equal to 5, it's true, so that it is going to be increment by value by 1, and then it came out of the while loop or loop condition action. But you may ask one question, what is the difference for the loop and loop condition actions? If you see in the loop, I'm going to increment the value in the same loop condition, whereas in the loop condition, first it is checking out the condition. If it is satisfied only, then only the particular condition is satisfied, then only it will goes ahead and it will execute the actions inside the loop condition. That is the major difference. All right, I hope you understand what is loop and loop condition actions and how to work with these actions as of now. Now we'll work with next loop. What is next loop? It is nothing but forces the next iteration of the block to take action or skipping any action in between. It works only inside the loop condition action. It won't work in the loop action when I'm going to create this video. So as I have observed, this next loop will work only in the loop condition, not in the loop action. All right. Over here, I will take a small scenario. If you observe, the count is less than or equal to 5, right? Whenever the count is becoming 2, then I don't want to execute display hello world. Okay, in that case, what I want to do, I want to go for the next loop. I want to force that to work on to continue with the next loop. How can I go ahead and do that? I'm going to use if conditional action. Let me drag and drop this onto the workspace inside the loop condition. And then what is the operand? I'm going to take it count when equal to 2. Then what I want to do, I want to make it as a next loop. Nothing but I'm going to force to make it as a next loop, not to execute the below lines of code. Let me drag and drop this next loop over here inside the if conditional action. Over here, what will happen? It won't execute the below lines, and then it will goes ahead and it will execute the below line. But over here also, it will goes for the infinite loop. So that what I'm going to do, I'm going to set a variable which I'm going to increase by 1. Now let's run and we will observe what kind of actions it will perform. Let's set the variable before next loop. Okay. All right. Let's run the flow once again. Flow execution has been started and you can see count equal to 1, so that hello world has displayed over here. Let's click on OK. Now if you see, second time when I have been count 2, it has been skipped out. Nothing but it has been because of when the value is 2, it has been skipped to the next loop. That is, by using next loop, it forces to the next iteration of block. That's the reason we don't display the value 2 over here, so that the next count with the 3 has been increased, and then it has been forced to go ahead and execute the remaining function. Like next iteration, it has been go ahead. Now if you see, 4 hello world and 5 hello world has been displayed. So it is nothing but it forces for the next iteration of block whenever you are going to use next loop. All right, now we'll talk about the exit loop. What will happen over here? What exit loop will do? It terminates the loop and the flow resumes at the next action or statement of the following thing. This is also works only inside the loop condition and loop only. As of now, it will work so in the both the loops, that is loop and loop condition. Now let me drag and drop this exit loop inside the if condition. Now if you see over here, the condition previously it was kept in the next loop, right? So that what will happen, it will skips to the next loop. But over here, I'm asking to exit the loop. Entire loop has been executed when the value has been come to 2, count equal to 2. Let's run the flow. This is the first hello world. This is first value count equal to 1, so that it has been executed hello world. Now for the next time, it has to exit the entire loop because of count equal to 2. So that what will happen, it will exit the entire loop. Over here, if you see, the count at the time of count 3, it has came because of it has been increased, but it came out of the entire loop by using exit loop. I hope you understand how to work with loop, loop condition, next loop and exit loop.